Welcome to another edition of Everybody's Podcast. I'm B.
I'm Howard.
And today our guest is the owner of Twisted Treats and Sinless Sweets. Please welcome Tara Scott.
Hi.
So, just to start with, tell the folks a little bit about what you do.
I own a bakery in Louisa, Kentucky, and it is a sugar-free and protein bakery. So everything there is sugar-free, everything loaded with protein. A lot of things are gluten-free. We can make just about anything gluten-free. And I do sugar stuff upon request. But we try to cater to, it initially started as a gym thing. I was very heavily in the gym, and I wanted sugar-free and protein. And then the further I got into it, the more I realized, like, people that were diabetic or had gastric bypass, or a lot of them that are taking the weight loss shots, sugar-free and protein was very important to them. And I remember the first time somebody came in and said that they were diabetic and they hadn't had cinnamon rolls in 7 years. So that just kind of started the process of learning to take everything regular and make it sugar-free.
Nice. So where do you think your love of baking comes from?
My grandmother, my father's mom. When I was a kid, I just always remember her being in the kitchen.
Doing a lot of baking type stuff. I mean,
just baking and cooking, and it just seems to be I learned that was a very happy place.
something that she enjoyed and you enjoyed being there kind of with her when she was doing that.
Yeah.
I can understand that. I mean, I think sometimes when you enjoy doing something as a kid, when you get older, it kind of transforms into that, to where you enjoy doing it as an older adult versus just being a kid and doing that. So,
Absolutely.
what is something about yourself that people might be shocked to learn about you?
Well, people that don't know me tend to be surprised that I'm an addict in recovery. I was a heroin addict.
Hell yeah.
I write a lot, but honestly, I'm very open. So I don't know how much shock people would get from me.
Because you pretty much let it out there anyway, right? You don't really conceal anything.
I tend to treat life as my AA meeting, which the reality that most people don't do that. So I'm very open and honest, and just kind of blunt, but I'll try to be very clean with it.
Yeah, I'm also an addict. 6 years clean, 7 years this year.
Congratulations.
But I really want to know, are you from here? Because I've never actually sat down and talked to you. So are you from Eastern Kentucky? Or are you from, Michigan? Where are you from?
So I'm from Brooksville, Kentucky, Bracken County. But then when I was 15-ish, I moved to Gainesville, Florida, and lost the accent.
I was going to say.
Yeah. So I guess I'm one of those people that apparently don't have an accent. But and then I moved back here in 2019 to get clean, and then discovered methamphetamine, but got clean in 2020. So.
Yeah, it'll get you.
Mm-hmm.
My question is how the hell did you find out you were good at making these? Because I'm going to tell you, when they told me to try it, I was blown away. My wife was blown away. Now, if I don't come home with one, she gets pissed. But what was the first thing that you made? And it was like, boom, this is a business.
Brown butter pecan. There's a guy at the gym that I go to, and he, gosh, I'm sorry, my brain's not working, but he competes, and he actually just won the Kentucky All Natural. His name's Cody, but I would give him stuff, and I'm like, here, try this out. Let me know if this is good, because I'm actually not a big sweet eater. This is Luna. She's
actually the star of the show.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about Luna.
Luna was not very taken care of in the beginning of her life, and I got her. Honestly, I kind of wanted to unalive myself for 4 months. I was in a little depressed mode, and I needed something to take care of. And I saved her, and she saved me. And now she's always with me.
Yeah, she never leaves your side from what we've seen. So, Tell the folks out there that don't know, we talk about this, we joke all the time, like when you're coming to make a drop, it's so amazing how people will wait, or they will come in here like on a Friday or Saturday night late just to see what you've done, what's different, what's new, or just to get their normal, whatever they get. And it's pretty crazy. And, tell maybe about how far you drive just to make those deliveries.
So I'm in Louisville. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. And Tanya, I love it when she messages me the day that I'm making the drop. And she's like, the people are asking, when the delivery is getting made. But this is going to be stupid, but it's funny because I used to have people waiting on me to deliver drugs, and now I have people waiting on me to deliver healthy snacks.
Which has become like a
fiending when they come.
I think most of them are.
Yeah. There's people who message me, I only have I don't even look at the flavors. I'm like, that kind of looks good. Grab one. But they'll ask me, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know they're all good.
Yeah, so maybe for the folks out there that don't know, maybe give some examples of the stuff you do make, because we could list them for an hour. Really, I mean.
Yeah. Honestly, the hardest part about the bakery is coming up with the menu, because I do something. It's a new menu every day, and probably the top sellers for cheesecake is the Buckeye cheesecake, the coffee cake cheesecake, and the fruit pizza cheesecake. Probably because that one's so pretty. And then people love the Nutter Butters and oatmeal cream pies.
They are good.
But then I like to play with flavors. The new favorite has become Earl Grey and white chocolate mousse cupcakes, and they call them zebra cakes.
Those are great. They really are. They're amazing. They taste so much like a zebra cake.
But the oatmeal cream pie is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the blackberry cheesecake is probably my all-time favorite. That one was amazing. It's my all-time favorite. I mean, I love them all. They're all good. The one you had to try today, the pear
and salty caramel
was really good. But that blackberry cheesecake, which I actually took the very first one that we tried, Tanya and I tried, was the
chocolate espresso,
and it was amazing. It still is amazing. I'm just, you kind of forget about those first few.
Yeah. To go back. Sometimes I struggle so much with trying to think of what to bake, and I write my own recipes. Sometimes I'll get ideas from things, but then I have to obviously tweak it to get the sugar-free and the protein. And but I end up just going back on the Facebook page and finding something.
Stuff you've already done. Yeah, because there are a lot. I mean, we've tried numerous. The lemon stuff.
Yes.
Is all amazing. I don't know, you said you couldn't do the lemon, but.
Yeah, my palate's so strong, it's annoying. Lemon tastes like metal to me, and I hate it.
Yeah, but those lemon cakes, remember when you were first making those? I love those things. We were buying 5 and 6 of them, and they were gone at night, is the sad part.
Yeah.
And I was telling you earlier, I'm not chill about for this. I don't eat a lot of sweets, but those, they're very good. And, when you're eating them, you're not eating a bunch of sugar, and that's what makes them so great.
And there's a difference that I've noticed, because I used to love sweets. And so the sugar-free sugar that we use allulose. So there's no chemicals in it. It's all natural, and there's actually gut health benefits to it. So I didn't want to be somebody that opened a sugar-free bakery, but it wasn't healthy.
Using the other sweeteners. Yeah.
Chemicals and stuff. But I noticed now when I eat sugar sweets, it tastes like sugar, and then the flavor that it's supposed to taste like. But
and blueberry lemon.
Sugar is that first flavor that you get, and with the stuff that I bake, you don't taste sugar.
No, you really don't. The flavors come through so strong, regardless of what flavor it is. Like you said, the peanut butter or whatever you do comes through versus a big, thing of sugar that you get from a lot of the different desserts. Yes, you do source a lot of local stuff.
Local honey to help people with their allergies. So I do use honey in some things, like when I'm in baklava, but honey doesn't up your insulin, and in moderation is very, very healthy for you.
Yeah, and something I don't think that we've said yet is your desserts have anywhere from 15 to 40 grams of protein. So a lot of people who lift weights and do things like that, that's very important. Or just in general for people looking for protein,
And it's finally being talked about now how important protein is for us. And if like you're on the weight loss shot, if you're not getting a specific amount of protein, that's when things happen, like your hair starts to fall out, or you start to be more ill, or you start to look tired all the time. Protein is one of those key factors that prevents those things from happening.
Yeah, and like I said too, the sugar-free thing is a big one, and I don't know how much you use casein protein, correct? So I mean that alone is what sold a bunch of these guys. When you say protein, they're jumping all over, they're ready to go, Yeah, slow digesting.
Yeah, it takes 7 hours to break down in your system, so that it keeps you full longer. It's actually, I know it sounds silly to say you can have snacks before bed, but this is one of those things that if you eat it before bed, it keeps you full longer. So if you're a person that gets up in the middle of the night and munches,
More snacks, yeah.
this can help.
It's
So you kinda-
definitely a filler.
Yeah.
That just brought up a thought, though. Local honey. You're talking about helping my allergies. My brain was sitting over here trying to figure that all out. It would be beneficial, though, if you're eating local pollen, you're not gaining an immunity to it, but you're gaining a benefit to being able to handle those
Right.
Yeah.
those
And,
pollens and allergens.
and like right now, everybody's got a sinus problem, and then you get it and it doesn't go away. But the more local honey and stuff that you eat, the
Well, and I think something a lot of people wouldn't understand is like Tanya has the alpha-gal deal, and like you can't have like regular sugars because some people don't understand how sugar's processed. It's processed through bone char. So she couldn't have that because it would create a reaction. Whereas the allulose, she can have that sweet taste and the protein without the side effects of being sick.
and to have alpha gal and to not be able to have gluten, you can't have powdered sugar either. People and
Right.
so when people make the frosting and stuff, when they're trying to make a gluten-free cake, they'll use, oat flour, almond flour, gluten-free flour, but they still use powdered sugar in the frosting.
In the frosting and stuff.
What I would also say is, like, when I eat say, the oatmeal cream pie, which I love, it's, for somebody, I haven't had a pop now for like 5.5, 6 months almost now. And going back and eating what you got, it's almost like a theory that, like, when you're a kid, things taste better.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I feel like that's what it should have tasted like.
Yeah.
But now if you eat oatmeal cream pie, it's like, okay, now my mouth tastes like sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually sometimes can even get the granules. You kind of,
Yeah.
it doesn't break or whatever. And without allulose, you don't have that. To me, you don't.
It reminds me just a lot of what the original taste, what your brain thinks what it should taste.
Yes.
Yes.
But the sugar floods in, and now you're tasting sugar. Same thing as people drink Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're drinking your liquid cane.
Yeah.
Really.
I actually think about that all the time when I try something that I had when I was a kid, and I blame it being different on them becoming cheaper with it, which they may have, but I feel like nostalgia just makes me remember it as better than it was.
It probably has something to do with the brain chemistry too, with just you're so used to the sugar taste all the time, that you forgot what it's supposed to taste like.
Yep.
But I got a really interesting question. You're very bold for wanting to do a healthy business.
Thank you.
What made you go the healthy route instead of the easy route of funnel cake?
Yeah, kind of
Pineapples and sugar,
almost
stuff like that.
pulling yourself away from the sugar.
'Cause that's a big move. There's
Yeah.
the market. We live in Eastern Kentucky.
And most people, when you say sugar-free, what's your reaction?
Well,
Yeah,
now,
it's going to be good.
Exactly.
now I was tricky in the beginning, and in the beginning it was half and half because I had people there didn't know me. I was in a new town. I went through treatment in that town, so I was an addict and all these judgments. So I did sugar and sugar-free, and then because there's no chemicals in it, I didn't tell people, like if somebody came in and they wanted sugar stuff, I didn't tell them what they were buying was sugar-free. And I felt okay with that because I'm not giving you a chemical that you don't want. And then they would come back in, and I would be like, so by the way, that was sugar-free.
That's great.
Just so you know. And it just got people, they stopped asking. And then when we hit a year, I was like, you know what, I wanted to do a whole sugar-free thing. Like, we're just doing it. And it hurt business for a second. But people, it's funny how they'll come in and a lot of times it'll be a diabetic and they'll say, oh, you're sugar-free. I I love sugar. I shouldn't. I'm a diabetic. And I'm like, well, just try it. I'd rather give it away and have somebody try it. But,
Well, it fools people. Like a lot of the folks here, when we first started that idea, they were like, I don't know about sugar free. I've never had it. And then they tried it and they're like, there's no way. There's no way that's sugar free. And I'm like, yes, it's sugar free. And now you see those people. I get tickled. Me and Tanya, I can sit in the office and people will come through the door and they'll go, shoot. You know, and they turn around and look like, yeah.
You wouldn't believe how people are sitting there too, and you'll just see people look over and then just turn around.
Because there's nothing in there. Like right now, there's probably people lining up out the door down there to get what you just dropped. So, yeah, it's a really cool thing to see.
See, I've always believed this, and my grandma told me this, that you bake your emotions into the food.
Yeah.
And I lived life very unhappy for a very long time. And I'm very appreciative of life today and grateful for where I'm at. And even on bad days, I love life. And I love people. And I feel like that is definitely baked into the food and part of it.
Well, I think another point to touch on, too, you and I and Tanya have cooked together regular food.
We made phenomenal homemade ravioli.
We did. And people don't realize that you do other things besides sweets. You also provide lunches and things of that nature in your restaurant, in your store. So maybe you could tell them a little bit about that, what you have.
So I'm not a big sweets person. But so in the morning time, we always try to have at least one savory item. It's usually scones or like bacon, egg, and cheese keto bagels, or I've started bringing the scones here, and it seems like they like them a lot.
Yeah, they go quick.
But we had lunch today. We had pulled pork stuffed twice baked potato, and this the lunch and everything sugar free as well. We do protein pasta bowls, some really good chicken stir fry. People love egg rolls.
I've seen some sliders already.
Yeah.
And they talk about you do sliders.
And I'm real big. I love it when somebody messages me and asks me if I can make something. Because if you give me an idea, like you don't have to buy the whole thing. I'll put it out and
let people try it.
Yeah. Sometimes coming up with stuff's the hardest.
I believe I've seen some of your soups. And those were insane looking.
Yeah.
And that was before I even started coming here.
Yeah.
I seen them online and I was like, damn.
Well, she's real quick to, I throw ideas at her, Tanya, tell me, and Tanya will message her or something and tell her, like, oatmeal raisin.
You should go to the grocery store looking for.
I do.
Well, she still wants a raisin bran cheesecake. I remember.
Yeah, I do. I do.
In the soups and stuff, mostly, Jen, I'm supposed to say she's my employee because I'm the owner, but like I tell people I'm that she runs it. But she makes a lot of the soups. She's been there with me since day one. I'm very grateful for her.
Yeah.
But she does.
And she's came in here a few times with you as well. So, we've met her a couple of times, I think, in here. So how long have you been in business?
June 13th of 2024. I have to think of what year it was. So,
Well, you've done a hell of a job in the short term.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. In a short period of time, you've really amassed quite a following, honestly. I mean, you can almost franchise it at this point, I think. Yeah.
I mean, this is like here and in Louisa and all throughout. All the customers are 97% of the customers are so kind.
Yeah.
And just, it's amazing. I'm so blessed with the customers that we have, and the repeat and the new. They're just all so nice.
Well, I think people appreciate what you do. I mean, honestly, I do, because it's, we talk about it all the time, where when you provide something, much like the gym, what you try to provide, when you do it for the right reasons, I feel like that's when you become successful in a way, not necessarily monetarily, but in other ways. Mm-hmm. Intentions matter. I mean, that is true. So I think that's a reason why people flock to what you make. I mean, obviously it's delicious, but I mean, they can tell that you put a lot of love into what you make.
And so I try to keep my prices right on par with the other bakery in town and the bakers. And The interesting thing about that is 44 pounds of regular sugar cost about $86. 44 pounds of the sugar that I buy cost $478.
Yeah, it's a very expensive alternative.
But I've never measured success by my money. Success to me is, how many people I can be kind to in a day, and how many people I can help. That's what.
It goes back to the intentions of it all. What are your intentions? I think that's huge as far as being successful. What people consider to be, successful.
We try to make. I would rather somebody be able to afford what we do, like what we bake, and me not make a lot of money, than me make a lot of money and a lot of people that need it not be able to afford it.
Yeah.
Like every lunch that we have is cheaper than McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
And it's far better for you than McDonald's. But
yeah, it's prepared. It's not flash frozen foods and things of that nature. It's fresh food. That's something Tanya and I know Howard too. He's really changing the way he eats a lot because people don't realize how bad that stuff really is.
Yeah, I'm sure if I drank a pop right now, somebody get AED. Because I haven't had barely any sugar in a long time now.
Sugar is not necessary. It is horrible for you.
Yeah.
I always felt terrible.
Mm-hmm.
One, and for somebody my age, I should be like running 10 miles.
Mm-hmm.
I could run to the car and go to AFib. It's just, it's a perfect point because my next question is going to be, Eastern Kentucky is known for, in the early 1900s all the way up to 70s, 80s, natural medicines, natural foods, all your naturals.
Herbal remedies, all that type of thing.
But then when your big, food companies came out with, because there's one thing about Kentuckians is almost every one of them are tight.
Mm-hmm.
So now they got Twinkies that are, $5 a box for 12. They don't need to worry about making sugar or anything like that. It's easy. But my question is, do you see a rise in a demand for healthy coming back to Kentucky? Do you see more people going back to the roots instead of falling short with what these big companies made us do?
I see people really trying, and Eastern Kentucky is, all those home cooked meals, and a lot of people we're unhealthy. We tend to be very unhealthy. And I see a lot of people venturing back to trying to be healthy because they want to enjoy the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't enjoy your life if you're unhealthy.
Now, do you think a lot of that, referring to the point he made about Eastern Kentucky, it's considered in a lot of ways a poor area? Do you think that the lack of nutrition and things stems from that maybe a little bit?
Absolutely. It's very unfair that it costs more to eat healthy.
Yes.
It's not, and that's why we try to keep our prices. It's funny because me and Jen had a conversation in the car on the way here, and she's like, we have to start charging people for boxes. You refuse to raise your prices. But I just want to help people. In recovery, that's what we're taught, to help people. And I don't believe that my purpose is to just help people in recovery. I believe that my purpose is to just help
It's much
people.
broader than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what brings me joy to help somebody else.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen, as long as I've been alive, I feel like we're going in a good way. Biggest things about us, the grannies, the grandpas, they all got this is my attitude. If you don't like it, you can walk down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that coming back myself. I see a lot more people taking care of themselves now.
Eating better, gym, the whole
Random
thing
people's
you see.
I'm going to learn how to farm, And that's kind of where I classify you. You're doing all this sugar-free stuff, and you're kind of going back to the roots of this natural medicines, natural foods. It's
Yeah, because I didn't know this is plant derived, correct?
Yes. It's from beets.
From beets. Okay.
There's actually a woman it's not Bardstown. It's right out of Lexington. It starts with a B.
Sure.
Anyway, one of my sponsees lives there, and it's actually this really cool thing that she's about to be doing, and it's kind of like a women's retreat for women that addiction, domestic violence, sexual assault, any of that stuff. Just a 2-week retreat to teach them how to live independently and get better. But there's a holistic farm that this thing is on. And I'm about to get in contact with that holistic woman, and we're going to see what we can team up together and do.
That could be really, really
Yeah, it's really cool to see those things happening. I know we've seen it with our own eyes with a couple of people that we know. You, for example, April at Hops, and then the farm match guys that come here. A lot of those people are getting hooked up, and you're starting to see that, I think, in a larger scale than what it was before.
And now it's just so prevalent, the things that they put in our foods.
Yeah.
You know, the unnecessary, the chemicals, the plastic, just the things that are harming us daily. And, you know, if we want to become healthy and stay healthy, we have to figure out how to make our own things or get our own things that don't have that in it anymore.
And I can't actually blame the people for doing it. You know, again, what he was saying, the poor area, Eastern Kentucky, you know, more money's better for the family, you know. We're going to get these Twinkies, or we're going to get these real milk,
or these processed foods that are cheap.
Microwave meals.
Socially accepted addiction in the world.
Yes.
And we accepted it. You know, we accepted it because it's cheaper. We, you know, the jobs in this area and things like that.
Big Pharma kickbacks with drugs, but food is a drug. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no
It's probably one of the worst drugs. I mean, I say that just from that because it's accepted. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at how many people now have diabetes.
And are extremely obese and things like that, that, you know, heart attacks, that type of heart disease, all that stuff stems from that, you know.
Kids with, like we're pumping kids full of soda and sugar and dye. And it's not, and dye. And I'm guilty of dye. I am guilty of it because it makes things pretty, and I'm trying to push myself back. I've got a lot of time. But some makes cotton candy cheesecake, and I make it neon pink and neon blue, and it's beautiful. And that's because I feel like, you know, you eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth. But at the end of the day, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
You know?
But maybe there's an alternative out there, something.
Yeah, it's not. I use strong dye, like very vibrant dye, so that I don't have to use a lot. But yeah, I shouldn't do.
So how many hours a day do you think you prep to get ready for the baking and for what you're going to sell that day, or for the food that you're going to sell for lunch?
I work on average 10 to 14 hours a day.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
So you start probably early, I would assume, or?
Yes, I mean, sometimes I'll start at 3. Sometimes I'll be able to start at 5:36. It just depends on how I've set myself up the night before and what I'm making. So we started making donuts. And I know it's not healthy because they're deep fried, but they are sugar free, and people say they're better than Jolly Pirate, which makes me happy. But for that, it takes longer.
So 3 in the morning?
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm not even breathing at 3 in the morning.
There's been weeks, and I mean, like weeks at a time, where I allot myself 45 minutes a day to sleep because I'm so busy. And Jen's began baking more and she does a lot of the lunches. In the beginning, I was the only baker, so, and I'm horrible at time management. I've gotten a lot better.
Me too, and that's the biggest thing.
It's hard.
Tanya and B can smell a mile away when you walk in this place. See, on average, I work like 16 hours a day.
See? Yeah.
But it's, you know, I own a business too. I work in a business. I do marketing for 2 businesses. And I hate sitting dormant, but I don't know how to balance it yet. I don't know what peace looks like, because if I'm sitting there, then there's no money to be made. So that's...
Or there's always something to do.
There's something to do always.
Keep in mind. So you said you were an addict in recovery, right? In addiction, we get addicted to chaos, that constant running. Peace feels like boredom when you're addicted to
chaos. And that's what I would prefer a plane flying over my head this far and a million people talking, and that's when I feel peace. But dead silence, I lose my mind.
Yeah. See, I've grown very, very comfortable with sitting with myself. I hated it my whole life. I hated silence. I hated being alone. And now I've somehow become my favorite person. Like, I love to be alone.
Yeah.
So,
Haven't got there yet.
yeah.
Haven't got there yet. I like still to this day. If I go home,
Mm-hmm.
if nobody's talking to me, because I honestly I'll sit home one folk talk after another. But if I like sit there, like okay, it's time to go to bed. The world stopped talking to me. I stay. I'm gonna have an anxiety attack.
The difference, I'm like, oh God, why is somebody calling? Just ask. Except you, Daniel. I like different calls.
They're exhausting, soulfully exhausting.
So on something non-food related, when you write up your things for Facebook and things like that, you're also a very avid, talented writer.
Thank you.
So is there something like you'd want to share with the people, maybe?
Yeah. It's about peace, actually.
Probably need to hear it. But no, your posts are really killer. Like your writing draws me in.
Yeah.
I
On the straight level.
always loved to write. When I was younger, I couldn't, my thoughts, it was so much, like I couldn't pinpoint a single thought because it was just so much. But once I put pen to paper, it just kind of made sense. And
They're very descriptive. I mean, what I've heard of one of them and seen on your page, and stuff, and what Tanya tells me too, your writing is very descriptive.
Thank you. And sometimes it's funny, and sometimes I just try to change it up. But I'm very macabre. They actually say I'm macabre with a smile. So my posts are kind of macabre and a little dark. I collect bones and stuff.
So that's another hobby of interest.
Yeah. I normally have a snake vertebrae necklace on, but I didn't. I was trying to be.
Should have wore it.
Should work.
To mention the decor on your custom.
Oh. So when we opened, I had like skull stuff everywhere and just macabre stuff. And then Jen, after Halloween, finally found that it was her moment to be like, okay, we got to take all this stuff away. We're kind of in Bible Belt USA. Like, this is not going to be accepted. So we took it away. And then customers started buying me and bringing me different skull things. Now there's a creepy doll and a bird cage hanging from the ceiling. Like,
I haven't got a bird to see it yet. I want to. I told Tanya I want to come up and see the place. Try some of the food too.
and I love when people come in and like take pictures and they're like, oh my gosh, my kid's gonna love this, and it's very interesting for that to be in the middle of Louisa and people to have embraced it the way that they have. But so I wrote this. I don't usually post things that I write on Facebook. I did this because so many people have been talking about peace lately. But one can't choose peace and popularity at the same time. One requires you to stay still, while the other will have you running in circles, dizzy off of opinions, and drunk off of approval. Sometimes the truth lands with so much weight that I begin to recognize where the supplication of wisdom and experience come from. See, it doesn't come from people who are constantly agreeing with me or from people who change their minds depending on the day. Wisdom usually grows in the places when I sit with myself and with my higher power long enough to understand what truly brings peace to my spirit. Because peace asks something of me every time. It requires stillness. It requires me not answering every opinion, not explaining every decision, and not adjusting my life to make sure that people around me are satisfied with how I show up. Peace taught me how to be rooted in what is right for my spirit, even if everyone around me goes silent. Popularity will have me spinning. It keeps me checking the room, measuring my worth by reactions, and trying to maintain the approval from people whose expectations of me can shift with new conversation. And if I am not careful, I can spend so much time managing other people's opinions that my spirit never gets to rest. Because the older I get, the more that I live, and the more I understand that peace is not found in the amount of acceptance that I receive from others. Peace is found in the places where I found my spirit, and my spirit no longer feels the need to do anything out of approval. Once I truly experienced that kind of peace, I stopped chasing popularity because I realized that a quiet mind and a settled spirit are worth far more than a room full of people who are clapping for the version of me that never got the chance to rest. I could spend my whole life performing just to stay relevant and appease people, or I can sit quietly in peace and simply be who God created me to be. So, after reading that, you talked about peace, but you don't like to sit still with yourself.
Right.
So I don't understand how you ever think that you're going to obtain peace if you can't sit still.
So my piece, I don't know if it's a businessman. I don't know what it is, but it's for me, peace personally is staying busy with some small rest in between, but the rest are more. I'm still talking. I'll talk all day, but what I'm saying is what drives me up the wall is like when you lay down at night. I might have ADHD, to be honest, because if I sit there at night, in my mind, it's like there's 12 people talking to me in my head, and it's just all fuzz, and it's like, I wonder what a dolphin looks like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
What does a dolphin look like in Indian Ocean compared to the Pacific Ocean? Right at 3 a.m. I want to know what it is.
Do you ever meditate?
I've tried. I had a counselor once, tried to meditate.
Nobody ever gets it in the beginning, but my mind raced constantly throughout my life, and forcing myself to learn to meditate is the only thing that ever stopped it. And
Well, it's the relevant thought all the way through, like what you wrote. I mean, because if you think about it, in every aspect of today's life, we're expected to look, act, or be a certain way. And keeping that up, it's like a 24-hour play that you're trying to keep. You're not doing it to please yourself. You're doing it to please everybody else. Tanya says that all the time as well. So that's how you hear that thought from people, and you wonder why we can't get a grasp on it. And be like, yeah, this is what you're doing.
Well, it was the reality that I put other people's peace above my own. Like everything that I did was for their peace and comfort, and not for the peace and comfort of myself. And I did that because, I never felt like I was worthy of having people in my life. And I think this past year is the first time I've ever really gained much self-worth. And a lot of that is from the bakery and from the wonderful people that have come into my life. But I was still scared that if I prioritized my own peace and comfort, then I would lose some people. But there's been a couple people recently that, one of them my sponsor, and she had a big decision to make, and I was like, well, anybody that doesn't support your decision because it's not beneficial to them, they don't need to be in your life. And then I just sat and I'm like, shit, okay, this is why they say being a sponsor helps you more than it helps them, because I need to listen to what I'm telling her.
Well, I think in general, sometimes you run into people in your life that it goes back to what we said earlier, intentions matter. And when their intentions aren't right for you, we have to decipher that and figure out that that's not the kind of thing we need to be around for your own peace.
What clicked to me in that was the higher power part. So, we're preached about that. I'll give you a good representation. I'm told I learned from a guy back when I was heavy, and he said the best way to explain it is that light up there. When you flip that switch, you're expected to know that that's going to come on. But how do you know it's going to come on? You can't see the electric. You can't see it travel. You just have faith that when you flip that switch, that's going to come on. That's the exact definition I tell people all the time about. That's what faith is.
Yeah.
I flip the switch. I have faith that it'll come on.
Yep. It's just a belief in something, regardless if you can see it or feel it. And you asked about the bakery earlier and why I chose to do that. There's my sponsor is a man. I know that's
fun.
I don't listen to people, and I respect him, so he became my sponsor. But what was he? I lost it. The thought's gone. Oh, he believed in me. He had faith in me. I didn't. I sat in a meeting and I was laughing and I was like, John, this girl asked me to buy her bakery, and it was just a little bakery in town that I supported, and she decided she didn't want to do it anymore, and she reached out to me and she's like, you need to do this. And I started laughing in the meeting, and he's like, well, why wouldn't you do it? And I was like, Luna, like, what am I going to do with my dog? And he was like, I just want to point out the only reason you have to not do this is your dog. Like, you can do this. And I had to get a loan, and then my credit wasn't good enough, and I needed to ask my dad to co-sign, and I'd never done that, and I'm an addict. It's like, it doesn't matter how much time I have. I just have a day, And I was so fearful of asking him, and so I procrastinated. And then I asked him, and then we were waiting on the loan, and she wanted me to buy it immediately, and Tom's like, I'll write you a check, just pay me. And I'm like, what the heck?
Somebody believed in you.
Yes, and I would have, he's been a big instiller in a lot of things.
Look, a woman is the reason I got clean.
Yeah.
I followed suit with what they had to say. I was running wild. I hit a stop sign like 130 miles per hour in Lexington. Got out of the car, could not tell which way was up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Still stuck with me through that. I got it together. But I know those decisions when you first get, when you get clean. Those decisions that we should have done before, now it's like, oh shit, you're telling me I gotta go talk to this person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of growth though.
Mm-hmm.
Should be proud of that.
So we know you bake, we know you cook, we know you write. What's some other hobbies or interests that you have?
Well, I was real big into the gym, and I keep saying, I'm older shoulders, man. I was big. I need to get back into that. I love the gym. And I tiptoe into it right now. I'm just doing a lot of body weight workout at home because I have a fear of going in there and expecting to bench 165 still, and I know that I can't do that. And for you guys, 165 is a lot for girls. But
Some guys.
yeah, the gym, hiking. I'm real big on anything outside. I love animals. I love riding horses. And yeah, I'm real big on just like bouncing around like a butterfly and just talking to people and
Just doing
seeing where I can be helpful. Yeah.
So, where do you see yourself 5 years with this business?
I don't know. That's a rough question. To not touch on it, what happens in the next year in the world determines a lot. Because as the prices of things go up, people can't afford more, and I wouldn't charge people more. So it's kind of where that stands. Also, to expand the business, what I would love to do is get a food truck and load it and go to different towns and see where the biggest need for it is.
That would be killer.
Because it's not about where I'm going to make the most money. It's where's the most need. And I felt like Eastern Kentucky, like it was a need, Appalachia, like so many people are diabetic or unhealthy. Like they drink their Mountain Dew, that's fine, but here, have some of this. Their Mountain Dew jelly and
it gives people that may not, like, of course, people here in Morehead get it because you bring it here. People in Louisa get it, they live here. I'm sure there's people in the surrounding area that come to you.
Yeah.
But it would, like if you just took off on a day and drove through from there to here and stopped in every little place, imagine how many different people they'd be waiting on you,
And I've had people in Bardstown ask me to bring one there. Frankfurt asked me to bring one there. These people just know, I don't know how they know about us, but they do. And
It's because you're different.
Yeah.
yeah, and I think and I've been kind of like a different person my whole life, and now I found a way to make it to where everybody accepts the difference, which is really cool.
I think people welcome it. Honestly, like here, I know for a fact they do. I mean, so all you folks here in Morehead, you need to either contact Terry or come here to the gym and try this stuff. I mean, we're not, I know you may think we're just throwing some pitch, but we're not. This stuff is amazing. And you can ask the people that come here; they'll vouch for it. I mean, you come here on a Friday or Saturday, you'll find out really quick.
It goes quick.
Yeah.
And I have told every new customer that has come through my door, and I mean it. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And I've never had anyone. I've also never had anyone come in and not come back. But so it's a cool bakery, and I love the bakery aspect of it. But it's also become like this safe space where people come in and just vent about their day, or
And have good, healthy food.
and something good happens in their life, and they come in the bakery because they want to tell me about it. And then I had a woman a little while ago. She stood in there and talked for maybe 30 minutes, and then she's like, "Oh no, I gotta buy something. I've been taking up your time." Like, I loved her being in there and wanting to share her life with me. It was so cool.
Do you want to tell the folks out there the ways that they can? I mean, other than everybody's, where they can find your stuff, like, or see what you have.
So we have a Facebook page, and it's Twisted Treats and Sinless Sweets. My name is Tara Scott. So you could contact my Facebook or the business Facebook. I would give you my phone number. It's on my cards. I don't answer the phone that much. So that's not beneficial. You could text me, and I would respond to that. 606-225-9064.
Okay. Well, we want to thank you guys for being here for this episode, and I think that's all. We appreciate you coming on, and
Thanks for having me.
good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.